Okay, let me ask you this. How often do we celebrate the people behind the legends? Not the stars themselves, but the quiet figures in the background who shape greatness long before the trophies pile up? Today, I want to unpack a moment that's not just about cricket, it's about the invisible threads that tie mentors to legends, and why one gesture from Sachin Tendulkar on Guru Purnima tells us way more about greatness than stats ever could. So here's the setup. Sachin visits his late coach Ramakant Achrekar's memorial, posts a heartfelt message saying he'll always feel like he has one more thank you left to give. On the surface, it's a touching tribute. But let's dig deeper. Why does this moment matter so much? Because it reveals a truth we often ignore: the architects of success are rarely the ones in the spotlight. Achrekar wasn't just teaching cricket, he was building a mindset. And that's where the real story lies. Let's start with the myth of natural talent. We love to say people like Sachin are born great. But here's the thing: without Achrekar's brutal discipline, would that talent have survived? The article mentions strict coaching, waking Sachin up at dawn, punishing him for mistakes. But here's what I think: that wasn't just harshness. It was engineering resilience. Think about it, how many kids get scolded for failing and quit? Achrekar made failure a stepping stone, not a wall. That's not just coaching, it's mental programming. And then there's the Guru Purnima angle. A day to honor teachers, yes, but in 2024, when sports have become $1 billion circus, why does Sachin still make time for this? Because he understands something most don't: legacy isn't about records. It's about gratitude. The fact that he's still thanking Achrekar decades later isn't sentimental fluff, it's a masterclass in humility. In an age where athletes switch coaches like shoes, this is a reminder that greatness isn't a solo journey. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Why do we overlook coaches like Achrekar until they're gone? His memorial was unveiled in 2024, years after Sachin's retirement. That delay speaks volumes. We celebrate players, but we often forget the ones who mold them. Achrekar's story isn't just about cricket, it's a metaphor for mentorship in every field. How many teachers, trainers, or parents get the credit for shaping the people we admire? Almost none. And here's a twist: Sachin's 24-year career, 100 centuries, those numbers are staggering. But the real legacy? It's the culture Achrekar instilled. Discipline, focus, respect for the game. That's why Sachin didn't just become a cricketer, he became a symbol of integrity in sports. In my opinion, that's what separates the good from the legendary. It's not talent alone, it's the values hammered into you when no one's watching. So what's the takeaway here? For me, it's this: the next time you see a star, don't just admire their skill. Ask yourself who taught them to handle the weight of expectations. Who showed them that greatness isn't a destination but a daily choice. Because the people behind the legends, they're the quiet heroes of every success story. And maybe, just maybe, we should all take a page out of Sachin's book and say that one extra thank you to the ones who made us who we are. What do you think? Who's your Achrekar? Let's talk in the comments.